Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Sometimes I don't realize how loud my audio is, and then it's just blasting like I'm in a nightclub or something.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of Her Version. I have Oksana with me today. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from listening to other people's stories. Today, I have this amazing woman with me today. Oksana actually found herself at the age of 47 after being married to her soulmate for almost 2 decades, with a harsh reality of starting over as a single woman. She found herself alone, without a plan, no confidence, no certainty, and not knowing what to do next. Years later, she is now dedicated her life to helping ambitious women attract high-value men, capture their attention, and create amazing, soul-fulfilled relationships by becoming magnetic to their dreams and desires. We are excited to learn more about Oksana's journey and where all this confidence comes from. Welcome, lady. What's the number one lesson you've learned from life?
Oh, number one lesson from life. That our beliefs create our reality. It's literally, if I would just summarize that, it may sound vague and it may sound woo-woo even, but if you think about it, our world shows up exactly the way we see it. And that's exactly how it showed up for me before even personal development, just like we discussed, right? It showed up for me a certain way. It was hard. The whole world was hard. Everything was a struggle, right? And now my belief is I can create anything. Anything is possible to me as long as I put my mind to it. If I choose to put intention into it, put my focus into it, if I find resources, I showed up for that, I can create anything. This is how we manifest in this paradigm, right? First, you need to have a vision, because a lot of people don't have a vision. The reason a lot of people don't accomplish, don't create, don't find relationships that they want, don't have businesses they want, because they don't have a vision. It's all kind of clutter-ish, right? But first, we give it existence. You need to give it existence, right? You need to create clarity around that. And then once you know what you want, you create that vision and quantum. Then the second part to that is how can I manifest that? This is what I want. How can I manifest it? What do I need? What tools do I need? What knowledge do I need? What support do I need? What apps do I need to be on? What courses do I need to take? How do I learn how to set boundaries, or, which skills do I need to learn, right? And there is a learning curve there, just like with anything. You need to put yourself out there. You need to be willing to feel uncomfortable. You need to be willing to feel uncomfortable and know that that's growth when you're uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, you're just going to be stuck in your comfort zone. And that's a comfortable yet very, that's not where happiness is. Like it's just more of a plateau, right? Most people rest at their plateau because it's too scary, because there's uncertainty, there's no confidence. There's no confidence is going to work, right? but there's confidence that it's probably not going to work where you're there, right? There is no confidence that it might work, but there is certainty that it doesn't work, right? And sometimes we sell out for the certainty of misery to protect ourselves from uncertainty of the challenges. What if I put myself out there? What if he'll break my heart again?
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of women are so scared of that. But the reality, if you look at your life, like even Sabrina or my life, and many, you know, listeners who are listening too, look at what you have already gone through. That is a lot scarier than putting yourself out there, you know?
Yeah.
And that only made us stronger and more wiser and more resourceful.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So
100%. So I'd like to know, you know, we've got people listen here live. Thank you, by the way, for being here and hanging out with the Her Version community and Oksana today and her story. I'd like to get a rundown of the name of your company, what you do exactly, how do people find you, if they resonate with what you were saying this whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is obviously Oksana Irwin. I'm Mars Venus life and relationship coach. Mars Venus is basically I studied and still am, you know, from many different mentors, but one of my main mentors is John Gray. And the name of my company is A Magnetic Woman. And by magnetic, we make it come to us. This is exactly kind of summarize the things that I was talking about. We do use strategy and we do use energy to create that, because I truly believe that's the power that we have that we did not know we had. And the way to find me, I would invite people to connect with me on Facebook. I don't know if you put the link tree. You can find me on Instagram, and there is a link tree. You can, for those who, by the way, who would be maybe even inspired to take actions, because here's the thing: you can be inspired, or you can be motivated. Inspiration wears out really quickly. Oh, I should do that. Then it kind of goes away, and you get on with your routine. Nothing changes. But when you're motivated, you take actions. So for those people who want to take actions, you know, I offer a free complimentary clarity session to help you to create that vision. What do you want, right? What do you want? Where do you want to go from where you at, to get your clarity, who you are, where you at, whatever you're starting. You might be, your story might be different than mine. You might be dating for a while and you haven't gotten any traction, right? Or you've been through one relationship to another, and for some reason men don't commit, men don't do this or do that, right? And all of those things. So that's one way to get in touch with me. And the second thing is that I will be I'm doing a monthly course, a free course that is based on one of the John Gray's book, Why Mars and Venus Collide, because it's one thing is to find, so there's two parts to create a terrific relationship, is to find the right person, find the life partner, and second one is to keep them, because a lot of people have already met potentially great matches, already been in a relationship, things started off really, really well, and then somehow, boom, 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 something didn't work out, and after a few months or even a couple of years, things just fell apart, right? Yeah. So this course really teaches you, and this is a free course, it teaches you how to understand our differences, which we call gender intelligence, right? How to understand that I, as a woman, have completely different needs than than him as a man. And I need completely different support in a relationship, especially when I'm stressed out, because that's where most of our problems come from, because we're just so overwhelmed in the world that we live right now with so many things we're juggling, right? Because we don't live in a vacuum, right? We have so many things going on, right? If I show up a certain way, I need a certain support to how our partners respond to that. So anyway, I teach that, and it's terrific. That's actually what took my relationship, which was potentially a good relationship, to a place of amazing, and it's getting deeper. And because I practiced this workshop when I was working at it with my partner, he get to learn about that too. So he totally gets it. We even like speak that language. The things that I used to misinterpret, I get so upset and I would go cry because he didn't do this and that, right? Now it's like, oh my gosh, I get it, and he gets it, and he knows how to what I need, and I know what he needs. I don't create this extra drama, which was most relationships struggle with things that people just don't understand about each other, how to be supportive, how to be helpful, right? And how to find your own support too. So that and for those who are dating, I will be launching a terrific course for how to actually get traction and get results fast, because that is what we're ultimately looking for. Nobody wants to get stuck on that app forever. And you can get successful and find a terrific partner on Tinder, and I'm a proof for that. So there you go.
There you go.
By the way, which app did you meet your partner on?
Plenty of Fish.
Oh, there you go. So this is another low quality app. Yeah. There you go. I also had a lot of traction there too.
Yeah, mine, I got on just as a joke. My girlfriend and I were she lives in Chicago, I live in Florida, and we were just on the phone kind of joking about being single. We were like, what about these dating apps? And I'm like, ugh, I don't know. And she was like, ugh, I don't know. And we were like, well, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it together. Yeah. Help each other pick pictures and write a bio. Yeah. So we did it just one night, maybe 2 hours of just like laughing and like going back and forth. And then in the morning I woke up, and you know how it is. There's like 132 messages.
Hundreds of messages, and 99% of them are not quality. What do you do now?
So I was just feeling like hot shit. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the most beautiful girl on the planet. Yes. This is amazing.
Yes. You're in demand. Look at all this man wants you.
Yeah.
And here's another thing, like, and I teach women too, like flip that, because like, women get offended with, they want asking for sex. My attitude now, like, look at all this men. They all want to have sex with me. And I'm the one who's going to decide which one is the, So it's, having fun with that. It's such a big difference. Yeah. So yeah, you got all these messages, and then you had to deal with that.
Yeah. And I loved it. I loved the whole experience of it. I didn't have any, even the guys who normal people would have been like, oh my God, this is gross, or I can't believe. I just laughed. Like, it was just funny to me, you know. I found so much joy in it. And like, how grateful that we're in a era where we can do this.
I know, right? Yeah.
Like from your bed, you can be like, just.
I know, I would have many conversations good. So the interesting thing too, now you're talking about that. So my partner that I'm with, I literally worked half a block away from where he lived for like 3 years or something like that. And we went to similar places because there's only so many restaurants around that kind of area. So, and we were frequenting there. We never crossed paths.
Wow. See?
Until like, what? Really? You live there? This is where we go for drinks with, at lunch or whatever, or, company events and stuff like that. Wow. Yeah. So that's like, universe has its own ways to but you need to help it. You need to help it to co-create. You need to create. You need to show up. You need to show up for yourself, right? Yeah. So if those who are wanting to have a relationship, really wanting, show up for it. Show up for it. Don't just meditate on it, because I know like one woman reached out to me and she said, I really want to have a boyfriend or a husband, but I really want to date, and I haven't been on a date in a decade. I said, well, step on. We need to kind of we need to be realistic there, right? It's kind of like, I want to have $1 million business, but I really don't want to do anything for it. That is just not going to happen.
Yeah.
That is just not going to happen. We need some skills. We need some tools. We need to show up and deliver some sort of value to the world in exchange for for the payment, right? So it's the same with this. We need to show up. We need to position, but we need to know what we do. Like, the part that is, you can spin your wheels for a long time. And I know a lot of women, and men, dating and dating, dating indefinitely, or you can just really collapse time with that when you get intentional and you commit to whatever your intentions are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. I appreciate you being here and sharing some of your knowledge with us. For those of you that are watching live, or those of you that are watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so we know where you were watching us at. But Oksana, her URL is in the description of whatever video, wherever you're watching us, just check the description. And then Oksana, if you can put the free thing that you were talking about and whatever other links just in the comments so people can click it.
Yeah, I'll add that.
Connect with you if they want to. This was great. Thank you so much for those of you that are still hanging on live, and thank you for those of you that watch on the replay. This has been Her Aversion podcast. This community is expanding every single day, and it's filled with females who are striving to do better than they did yesterday. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow, like, and share. If you have an amazing story to share with some inspiring thoughts, make sure you reach out to me here or at herversion.life. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I'm so grateful to be here sharing a platform that allows people to share their truth and inspire others. As always,